Hi guys, so today I want to give you a review why I would recommend Atlas as a therapist. So at the beginning I was experiencing a lot of confusion and overwhelmingness. I was really bad at structuring my life and my week. At that time, the biggest issues and struggles in my life were definitely in social interactions. I was really bad at setting boundaries and also at communicating my feelings, but also social anxiety and also often impulsive behavior. So this was the beginning before we got into work together. I would say for the past 6 years, I did three long-term attempts of therapy. It had not really brought me forward. And I also tried some complementary medical methods like osteopathy or chiropractic to reduce the pain and to boost my concentration, but also to improve the sleep. And it also didn't work very much. I tried as well some pharmaceuticals. It was like crutches, but it still haven't helped very much. So all of those named things hadn't brought the necessary effect. Then I suddenly met Atlas, and we got into work. We've been through a lot. We still have a lot to do, but it's already way better. The next question would be if I had any concerns before having the first psychosomatic deep dive session, and what made me trust Atlas. So I haven't had any concerns before the first session, but as with all the new things you're trying, I was a bit afraid that something might come up or I'm not able to process it. But Atlas explained everything very thoroughly and answered all my questions. So there was no fear before getting into the first session, and I always felt very secure because he created this space for me, and I had no issues trusting him. No issues not trusting him, because I know that he's an integrated guy and he is always living up to the values he's teaching. And this made me trust him because I know this guy is not talking only some bullshit. He is living what he is teaching. And because I knew him already through friends, it made it, of course, easier. There's always first talk before you get into the actual work, so there's enough time to clear everything. I mean, we're still working together. That means I still have a lot of work to do, but I will name the things that already have changed or where I see improvement. So we made a very general and holistic approach to get my life on multiple levels in order to optimize my health, to optimize my sleep, nutrition, and of course, I would say most importantly, therapy and the deep work. And we've done all of that to get me into the right lane, so I'm able to deal better with life. And when it comes to therapy methods, we did several approaches, reaching from NLP to psychosomatic deep dives, and this really helped me to I would say understand myself better, because we were able to work through past childhood trauma, and working through those topics, those issues in the past, led to a bigger to understand myself better, and this led then to more compassion towards myself, but also to other people and my surroundings. And it also affects my self-worth and how I treat myself. And I still have a lot to do, but I can see already the improvement, and I'm not beating myself up so much as I did in the past. So this is a huge win. Also, I'm way better at setting boundaries, communicating my problems, and also experiencing my feelings and my emotions. And especially what's important is allowing the negative emotions to just to be felt, because this is something a lot of people, and especially I did, was suppressing the negative. This leads to more and more bodily symptoms if you don't give it the space it needs. So another huge win. And this huge win also led to taking care after my emotional well-being, and setting boundaries, saying no, and making myself a priority. Same as Atlas does. So you can learn from him. I was also taught how to be grateful, because it's something you really have to learn if you don't know, and it demands a lot of exercise. He will guide you through this process. I'm also better right now at solving conflicts, because I'm not acting so impulsive, and I'm way better at communicating my needs and having other people met them. So the last point I wanted to mention, and this is also important, I was taught relaxation skills, and having them planned on a regular basis really makes a difference, because especially nowadays, I would say relaxing is not being taken so serious in this fast and demanding world. Having it planned and doing it on a regular basis really makes a change, and I'm thankful for just being shown that. So when you are looking for someone who is always thriving for making you better, then it's the right choice. Because what differentiates him from other therapists is that he is living up to the values he is teaching. He's not only showing up as a therapist, but he always showed up for me as a caring friend and as a human being. And this is something elementary contrary to other therapists, where you can feel there is so much space in between your relationship to the therapist. So by creating this close and vulnerable setting from both sides, it was way easier for me to open up and express my feelings. So you can always be sure that he will provide the space and the safety you need. That is something really great. Also, I think that is important. Often people, when they go to therapists, they need help with something, and they often expect the therapist to fix their problem, which rarely works. But at least people should expect that the therapist might get a bigger picture or know some solutions. And for this, Atlas also helped me very much, because even if you're having problems explaining something that might sound confusing for you, or at least causes confusion for you, but also chaos in your head, and you're explaining something, and before you even explained it until the end, he already knows the answer to what you're actually trying to explain to him. So that was, at least for me, a huge win, because I had difficulties with that. So if you're looking for someone who really knows what's going on, he's it. Another point that is important to mention, and I did it already before, congruency should be important for therapists, because Atlas is someone, he is living up to the values and the skills and the content he is teaching his clients. So you can actually learn from him just by witnessing him. And often, compared to other therapies, sometimes you get advice from people where you're a bit insecure about, should I really trust those people, because they don't know, they haven't got their shit together. And I know that Atlas does. So this is also something which makes him congruent and reliable and trusting. And also a thing which was very important for me, and I know that Atlas does as well a lot of content for his women community and his female clients, so he understands both genders very well. For me as a male client, it was really refreshing to have a strong role model I can look up to as my therapist and as my mentor, and that made a huge difference. So if you're looking for something like this, let's go.